Every single day, the best version of you tries to send you messages. The urge to text a friend that you missed, the urge to get up and actually start stretching, the urge to drink some water after you've been having a grueling study session. All of these urges come from your highest self, the version of you that has already achieved every single life goal you have. If you are able to conjure up a vision of your highest reality, what you have, what you wear, what you do, then that will also come true because of the fact that what we think, how we act, they all shape our reality. I've talked about this in multiple videos, okay? It's not rocket science. It's a simple fact of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the simple fact that talks about the fact that we can rewire our brains at any given moment by changing what we are feeding to our brain based on our thoughts, okay? So your high self is always sending you messages, okay? This is you right now, this is your higher self. They're sending you things like success, study motivation, every life goal, productivity, everything you've ever wanted based on your unique life goals is always going to try to reach you. But there's one thing, the only thing that could possibly be stopping you. Procrastination is not the answer, that is only a symptom. What's actually stopping you is something we call the GAP, the gap. You see what I've outlined here in red? This thing that I've outlined here in red is the only thing, the only barrier between you and your goals. And the barrier comes from the difference between the intention, the action, the execution, and then it manifesting into your physical reality. That is what the gap is, okay? And let me tell you something that's really important about this. Where did I get all of this information from? I got it from one book. That was Atomic Habits. It talked about how one tiny habit can completely change your life. It can rewire your mindset using neuroplasticity, and it can also make sure that you're constantly productive. And I'll tell you why motivation doesn't work. My whole life, okay, I'm going to tell you my personal experience. My whole life, I thought that motivation was enough to get me through. One day before the test, I would be hyper motivated because I was hyper stressed. I would use all that motivation to get me to study for the test, and I'd eventually get a good grade on the test. But you want to know what my motivation and my productivity looked like? Let's talk about execution, my time, and my productivity here, okay? This is what it would look like. First hour, nothing. Second day, nothing. The third day, because of my motivation, yeah, I'd study a little bit. But then it's done. There's nothing there. Then again, I would try. Again, I would try, but I would have hyper sparks, but then I'd have days of nothingness, days of doing nothing productive, okay? And that is what was creating the gap in my life, the gap that was separating me from my success, from my life goals that I was having at that current moment. When I started eliminating motivation as a source of all of my life goals, and instead I adopted discipline through this one tiny habit that I'm about to share with you. It's called the 5-second rule, okay? Any habit. Let's say you want to go to the gym. You want to go to the gym consistently. You are really facing a lot of health problems related to your diet, related to whatever you're doing. And because of that, you really need to go to the gym every single day. That's your goal, okay? You're trying to go to the gym and you have no motivation to do it. You don't want to do it. You know what the 5-second rule is? It is what is eliminating the gap. 5 seconds. You go there, you touch a dumbbell. You touch whatever you need to do, okay? You touch it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You already done all the work, okay? That is the biggest thing that will separate people who do nothing and people who actually get into their physical reality. This will completely eliminate this gap. This gap is finally gone, and then productivity can reach you, success can reach you, study motivation can reach you, every life goal can reach you. Why? Why? Because you stopped relying on motivation, because motivation doesn't work. You want to know what does work? Discipline. And you want to know how you can adopt discipline? Using the 5-second rule. Sorry, I'm blocking the whiteboard. The 5-second rule. Touch something once, leave it. And I'm going to tell you something. I just want you to start adopting this, okay? You want to do something? Touch it for 5 seconds. Don't do it. I'm not telling you to do it. Touch it for 5 seconds. The hardest part of doing something is starting it, okay? starting that new project, starting that brilliant idea, starting that new business, all it requires is you to actually start doing the thing. Start taking action instead of thinking about doing the thing, okay? There's a logo on Nike that says just do it, and I don't think any quote has inspired me more in my life. And the reason it inspired me so much is because of the fact that it is so simple. It's not do it, it's just do it. And that just changes everything. I'll tell you exactly why that just changes everything. The just changes everything because the just removes that intimidation. It removes that feeling of overwhelm that I don't want to do this. Relax. You're just doing it. Relax. It's just taking the first step towards doing something. Just do it. Okay? Don't do it like, oh, I need to get this done 100%. No, not at all. What you need to do is you need to start doing something. Forget about perfection. Make it exist first, okay? Let's say I was drawing a circle. I'd make it exist first. I'd erase those lines and I'd actually have a proper circle. That was a bad example, but at the end of the day, you need to make it exist and then perfect it. To solve the gap, you need to use a 5-second rule, but the main tiny habit that you need to do is a 0-second rule for all those smaller actions you need to do in your daily life. I have a challenge for every single one of you. What you need to do is that you need to think and do the next possible action for the next 70 days. Okay, I'm so sorry about dropping my pen. But at the end of the day, I want you to do this for the next 70 days. 6 months of 2025 are already over at this current time that I'm standing. But unfortunately, we haven't got a lot of things done. Why? Because we've been thinking big. We've been thinking, oh, I need to do this. But are you guys actually doing those things? Are you guys transforming your intent into actual strategy? The 0-second rule is not about the size of the action. It's about the integrity of the impulse. Whenever you honor every small, positive impulse with immediate action, you build a tidal wave of momentum. You prove to yourself on a neurological level that you are the type of person whose ideas turn into reality. Let's talk about this eraser, for example. This eraser, right? This was in somebody's mind before it came into the physical reality. The difference between this person and getting this thing into the physical reality was thinking turns into action, turns into proper execution over time of multiple actions over time. That is what was the only thing that ever helps a person actually solve this gap and actually enter their desired reality. Turning that thought into an action. You break the barrier using this, and this is my challenge to you. I want every single one of you to do this, okay? I take accountability. Comment down below right now, and I'm going to keep reminding you guys, did you do this challenge? Within 70 days, I will reply back to all your comments, and I'll ask all of you, what goals do you have, and how did you achieve them through using you think about it, I want to do this, and you immediately do it within 0 seconds of the next possible action that you can do for that particular goal to get closer to the goal. This tiny habit completely changed my life because I was the type of person to be a procrastinator and overthinker. Okay, I thought motivation was the thing that's going to get me forward. No, it's discipline. You don't have motivation. Motivation is not in the equation. You have a thought, you turn it into action. And what this entire process taught me was that I can transform my reality. I can bring all of the things I want externally into my physical reality. It's very easy to break the border. The only thing to break the border is this rule. And this rule. Solve the gap by turning your intent into action. And this completely transformed my life. I'm so much more present. I'm so much more executing instead of just thinking. And it really helped me have a lot of clarity of both purpose and thoughts and execution. And I think this will really help every single person who tries to execute it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more because I share some of the things that personally helps me because I want to make sure that people are actually fulfilling their life purposes and to make sure that they're actually using what has helped me in order for them to do the exact same thing. And I hope this video actually helped you feel motivated to be able to do all of this. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!